For us, it's a daily thing.
It's every day, right?
This is Mammoth Daily
We're going to take you inside the locker room
with Mike Fulta.
We want this show to be about the fans, and we want this show to be driven by our Utah Mammoth community.
And Adrian Denny.
Fans can submit what they want to hear us talk about, what they want to hear Utah weigh in on. It's all going to be here.
Here's Mike and AD with you.
Utahns, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Right here on Mammoth Daily.
And welcome on in, everybody. Happy Monday. It's Victory Monday here on Mammoth Daily after a 4-3 overtime win for the Mammoth over the Winnipeg Jets. And we've got 2 episodes until we go on our Mammoth Daily Christmas vacation. With you today, obviously, tomorrow, and then that'll be our last show for 2025. We'll be back on Monday, January 5th here on Mammoth Daily, wherever you get your podcasts, Apple, Spotify, Utah Mammoth YouTube page, Mammoth Plus, SEG Plus. Thanks for having us along. Make sure you subscribe so you never miss an episode. Tell a friend. Share us. The more the merrier, as always, here on Mammoth Daily, especially after a 4-3 overtime win. Mammoth getting the 2 points against the Jets, who took advantage of a couple of turnovers in 25 seconds. All of a sudden, you're dominating a game for 55 minutes, and it's a 3-3 contest. But never fear when Dylan Guenther and Clayton Keller take over in overtime. Fastest goal in the NHL to start at overtime this season. Guenther finding Keller, 4th time this year in 5 overtime games that Utah scores in the first minute. And their stars with their stars. Utah getting the scoring started from Lawson, Crouse, then J.J. Peterka. Utah down 18-8-3 when they get a goal from Peterka, Schmaltz, or Guenther this year. So they got one on Sunday to quickly go up 2-0 and use the Colorado Avalanche recipe on the Winnipeg Jets. They fell behind 2-0 on Friday in Denver, lost the game 3-2 in regulation, but couldn't dig out of it. And the Mammoth, who couldn't extend a 1-0 lead to 2-0 in the span of 21 minutes and 46 seconds that they had it on Friday, did it on Sunday night. In fact, they jumped up 3-0, and I'm glad they did because I felt that was a 3-0 game when the Mammoth got that goal from Alexander Kerfoot to put numero trace up on the board for the Mammoth. I thought it was a game that they dominated with their skill, with their speed, with their work ethic, and I thought they deserved a 3-0 lead. So glad they were able to get that in the second period off a couple of Vejmelka saves. Then we saw some big Connor Hellebuyck saves. Team USA starting goaltender. He's a good one. The Jets, they've struggled. They were without Hellebuyck, went 3-8-1. They got him back, haven't given him any goal support, but I thought best opposing goaltending matchup that we've seen this year. He made some big stops. He robbed Jack McBain. Utah some good close look range chances, but able to push through and beat the Jets. And we'll hear from Andre Tourigny coming up on the game. We'll get Mike's morning after. We'll hear from Clayton Keller, Lawson, Crouse, Monday Morning Power Play. Top 5 stories of the week on your Mammoth. But let's hear from head coach Andre Tourigny and go from there, shall we? Right here on Mammoth Daily.
It was a huge game, was an important game against division rival, and found the way to win to get the 2 points. There's as well. To be honest, we had the lead in the third by 2 goals. Well, I'd love to close that game right there. I think we got a little bit nervous, and we lost a little bit. We lost our composure with the puck, and like I often say, there's 2 things important when you're protecting a lead: is having poise with the puck. Having poise with the puck doesn't mean to be slow. It's to be fast and to keep moving your feet and moving the puck, and to have a lot of pace defensively, which is our strength. And for probably 50 minutes, they had the 1 scoring chance in the first 13 minutes of the third because we had pace, because we were on them. And then we became a little bit too conservative, and they were able to come back. I think that said, without spending too much time on that, we need to retain when they tie the game, how we respond. We took the momentum back, and we went and we forecheck, and we had good opportunity or good possession in their zone, and from there they had nothing. So that was a good response. So there's a lot of teaching moment in that game. There's thing we can do better, but there's thing as well. We need to build on it. We play, like I said, 53, a really good minute of hockey, and we deserve to have the lead by 2 goals. We stumble for a little while. We need to learn from it and get better and take that seriously. But at the same time, we can be proud of when adversity was there, we responded right away, and we were really strong in our finish and find a way to get the 2 points.
How about the Mammoth getting goals from 3 of their 4 lines 5-on-5 in that game? The only line that didn't score, Daniil Boot, Jack McBain, Michael Carcone, they kind of got it started. Michael Carcone got tripped up 45 seconds into the game. Utah went on the power play and kind of took over from there, jumping to that 2-0 lead. You know, that's a game that the Mammoth don't win last year. In fact, on this very same Sunday, right before Christmas, about to Christmas break, take it on the Anaheim Ducks. You remember that game? 4-1 in the third period with 9 minutes and 11 seconds left. And the Ducks scored 3 goals in 4.5 minutes, tied it, and won it in a shootout. In a game that Utah started pretty much exactly like this one, with a fast goal from Clayton Keller to start the game. And it really hurt that they couldn't get a victory there. But, you know, you're playing a Winnipeg team. You know that they'd lost 5 of 6. You knew that they were playing the last game before Christmas. They were going to push back, and I felt second intermission. Oh, I didn't like the feeling. Didn't like my body saying this. Felt it in my bones. Felt this game going to overtime, just because it's a tilt in the Central Division, a tilt with 2 good teams. But how about the Mammoth? Now 2-0 on the season against the Winnipeg Jets. And nice victory. Now won 4 of 6. And again, same recipe for the Mammoth. 3 of their 4 lines have scored in 4 of those 6 games, getting scoring from everybody across the board. And we'll take it. Let's hear what Mike thinks. Let's get Mike Fulta's thoughts, our radio play-by-play announcer with me on Hockey Night in Utah. And on the morning afters, we hear from Mike.
All right. Fired up Mike's morning after following a 4-3 overtime win for the Utah Mammoth. I got my gym bag right here. It's a Sunday night, so about to go play some basketball and work off all those Christmas cookies that I've been eating and making. I got like a million more of these. That this is what I couldn't give away. So I'm stuck eating those until February, I guess. So much for resolutions. And so much for 3-0 leads. Utah should have won the game in regulation. I mean, there's no other way to say it. Should have won the game in regulation, and you didn't. But you won the game in overtime. And I think there's a couple ways to take it. I think on one side, the ends justify the means. And so you walk away with 2 points and you kind of wipe the sweat from your brow, and you thank thank the Lord above that you came out with 2 points, because Winnipeg made a push, obviously. I thought the Jets made a push in the second period. Utah handled it, right? Like, this is the NHL. Every team has elite hockey players, so almost every team is going to make a push when they're trailing at some point in the game. I thought Utah handled that push, and then the third was kind of wide open. Like, who's going to take it? Is Winnipeg going to push again, or is Utah going to be able to exert their will? And the Mammoth weren't able to exert their will. It felt like the Jets kind of picked up some momentum from their penalty kill a little bit. And, you know, Utah goes over 3 on the power play. You convert one of those, you're laughing, right? You're winning in regulation. But I said this on the end of our broadcast, and this is kind of still how I feel. I think this is a really good win for Utah, like a really good night all the way around. Like, yeah, they should have won in regulation, but this is an excuse for the coaching staff to stay on, guys, and to continue to teach, and for this group to continue to aggressively hunt progression. But you still got 2 points. Like, a lot of times with this team, we've seen Utah's best games come after losses, right? Your best games have come after a poor performance. And head coach Andre Tourigny likes to say, you either win or you learn. If you lose and you don't learn, that's worthless. But if you learn while you lose, then that's constructive. Well, here, Utah is going to have a learning opportunity while winning. And that's kind of double dipping into the best of both worlds. You pick up 2 points. Would have been nice to have it in regulation. You allow Winnipeg a point. You fail to pick up a regulation win, which could be a tiebreaker later, but you pick up 2 points and still there's an opportunity for everybody on the plane headed to Colorado on Monday to kind of be like, hey, here are some things I saw that we really want to dial in. And for Tuesday, hey, here are some things that we really need to focus on. So not that you should need to get up for a game against the Colorado Avalanche, but I think this game gives the group a reason to really stay dialed in. Because if you cruise to a win against Winnipeg, you win that game 3-1, maybe 4-1. You cruise to a win, it's really easy to walk into Tuesday's game against Colorado and be like, yeah, whatever, we'll play some pond hockey, get out of there, get to Christmas break, and we'll regroup after that. But after this feeling tonight of just, don't feel great about it, got the 2 points, but don't feel like our confident selves. I like that for setting an edge for Utah going into Tuesday. So that's my spin on it from outside the locker room. But Mammoth have to take care of pucks in their own zone better. I mean, I think on both of the goals, there were multiple chances to get the puck out, and Utah couldn't do it. So that's concerning, although, some of the guys who had been guilty of that in Sunday's game had been really good about that over a few game stretch up until then. So, hey, you'll take 2 points. It's not every day you score 4 goals on Connor Hellebuck, and he was looking good tonight. So that's good news for the Mammoth. They were scoring goals from in front of the net. They were scoring off broken plays. They were scoring off the rush. 3 different lines that had a goal. So encouraging for this group. And it's going to be a battle Tuesday. Can't wait for that against the Avs, because the Mammoth, kind of like Utah and Winnipeg, the Mammoth and the Avs have played really close games going back to last year. Pretty much every one of the games was close in some regard. I think there was one where Utah maybe lost 4-1, but it was still like relatively close against Colorado. But yeah, 2 points. Great to see everybody at the Delta Center. Thank you for everyone who came by and wished us a Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays. We celebrated Jewish Heritage Night at the Delta Center on Sunday. So happy Hanukkah to our Jewish friends and the fan base as well. But fun time, the holiday season, and you could feel that Christmas spirit and that Christmas cheer, and meeting people through the game. Meeting a lot of the fans through the game it's why we do it, right? We don't just do it because we like sports. We do it because we believe in sports and the good that they bring, and part of that good is getting to commune with other fans, and that was special. So thank you to everybody for coming by, and we'll talk to you Tuesday for Ball Arena, and we'll see if the Mammoth can pick up 2 points before they head off to the firesides and the warm Christmas trees of home.
Thanks, Mike. Excited to have you back for a Tuesday mailbag, our last episode before Christmas. We'll talk to you coming up tomorrow, my friend. How about Clayton Keller, folks? I think that he's played his best hockey in the last 3 games that he has all season long. On the second goal that the Mammoth scored, he just ripped the puck away from Winnipeg's best player, who then went on to score 2 games, Kyle Connor, and stayed with it, kept the shift going. And right there, him and Schmaltz and Peterka, JJ went net front, Keller found him 2-0. I think he's played his best 3 games that I've seen all season, which that's saying something about Clayton Keller, who has multiple points in 2 of his last 3. Your captain now is your leading scorer out of all that. 32 points in 38 games, 12 goals, 20 assists. He's a competitor and just, kind of sneaking above everybody to take back over the scoring lead. Team leading 10th multiple point game. When he gets points, they tend to come in bunches for the captain, who has more multiple point games than single point games this year, but I think it's a great sign. What do you think? 3 best games from the captain in the last 3. Loved him against New Jersey. He's just been extremely engaging for the Mammoth. And let's hear from a guy who's played with him for almost a decade, the Sheriff, Lawson Crouse.
I mean, obviously, Kells is a world-class athlete, and he can shoot, he can score, he makes plays. I think, his competitiveness and wanting to be a big-time player, I think that, opens up the ice for his eyes. And, great pass and great finish.
Talking about Kells there on that goal we just watched for those of you on YouTube. How about that Lawson Crouse goal here in this game that got the scoring started for the Mammoth? How about the Sheriff, folks? He's up to 9 goals. He had 12 goals last year. First time in 4 years he hadn't had at least 20 goals on a season. He's put up, 20, 23, and 24 before that. 12-goal performance. And he said after the game, kind of insinuated it was maybe a down year, wasn't, 100% mentally going. But for me, could have had 20 goals last year. I've never seen anybody with more scoring chances than Lawson Crouse last year, and had 12 goals. He had a lot of pipes. He sent some pucks wide, but he's in position to score goals. And right after this, that's how you beat Connor Hellebuyck. Missed the net. Dylan Guenther bangs off the wall right to Crouse, who's there to slam it home. And Hellebuyck couldn't get over in time. And coming up on our Monday morning power play, and when we get to the top 5 stories going into the week, see another goal that he just couldn't get over in time to stop. And that's how you beat the best goaltender in the NHL 2 straight seasons. Bang a puck off the wall, you miss wide, right? Got a good bounce, but he couldn't get over. The Peterka goal, he went net front, slammed it home. We'll watch the 3rd goal coming up, and the 4th goal, just no chance when Keller and Guenther are coming your way. For the Mammoth, this team, when we talk about stuff, folks, they double down and they do more of it. We talked about getting to the inside. Well, guess what? They might have been too much to the inside against New Jersey. As there goes Will Trupshaw, our producer of Hockey Night in Utah, on the radio. That's what I was waiting for those of you on YouTube. But they adjusted that at practice on Saturday. We had too many guys in front of the net. We had 3 guys. Take another guy, put him into another high-purpose area. Take that option. 2 guys in front. That's enough. That's the simple explanation of what the Mammoth worked on at practice on Saturday. And, you look at the metrics. This team, 5-on-5, there's nobody better. Offensively, defensively. Find them. 500 record going into the contest on Sunday. I feel great about this team. I also like when I gather my own thoughts and then I go hear pretty much the exact same stuff from head coach Andre Tourigny as well. That's pretty validating. So 4-3 overtime win over Winnipeg, 2 goals in 25 seconds. Your only 2 turnovers in the game. The only 2 things you did wrong the entire game, they took advantage. That's what teams like Winnipeg do, even when they're now winless in, what is it now? 6 of 7. Big division win for Utah at home. Only the 2nd division game of the year. You're 2-0 against the division at home. Overtime against Colorado, overtime against Winnipeg. You got 2 points. They got 1. We'll take it and move on. 4-3. The Mammoth take it. That timeout by Andre Tury as well. 3-3. I knew they were going to take over from there. I could just tell. He's telling me, just calm down and go play. Just calm down. Just go play how you were playing. You're going to be fine. Thought a little tentative in the 3rd. Heard from Bear on that, but they calmed down and they went back and they played. So good stuff there from the Mammoth. Great timeout from Bear. I said on Hockey Night in Utah's Mike and I were wrapping up, I would have made him one of the stars of the game from that timeout, calming the guys down, getting them back and ready to go to work. You want to get to the Monday morning power play? Top 5 stories of the week entering this one. We'll get to it. Coming up, 4-3 in overtime. Adrian Denny with you on a Monday morning power play edition of Mammoth Daily.
And now, time for the Monday morning power play.
Back with you, Monday Morning Power Play, our top 5 stories headed into the week. And what do you say we get to number 1? And how about Karel Vejmelka with an NHL leading 16 wins? For those of you on YouTube watching one of his saves from Sunday, one of his 23 saves, as he picked up that league-leading 16th win. So did Jake Ottinger of Dallas. So they are tied. Veggie's played the second most minutes in the NHL, but starting a 5-year contract, I think he's off to a pretty good start. 16, 10, and 2 on the season. And Utah's allowed just 3 5-on-5 goals in the last 3 games. We were talking about it on the radio. Mike said, yeah, we are good 5-on-5, but Karel Vejmelka is a big part of that. So could face one of the goalies in second in wins on Tuesday in Colorado in Scott Wedgwood. He's got 15. But Karel Vejmelka, 16 wins. That leads the NHL. That's good enough for me for your first story here on our Monday Morning Power Play. What about number 2? You want to get to Alexander Kerfoot, a veteran of over 600 NHL games, getting his first goal of the season in his second game. And this was just beautiful. 5-on-5 play. Everybody touching the puck for the Mammoth. They're working fast. They're moving around. And here it comes. Sergachev, Durzi, Kerfoot, the one time nothing Hellebuck could do about it. He's going from side to side. Mammoth worked the puck around too fast. And Kerfoot there for his first of the year. 6-1-2 last year when number 15 scored a goal. 1-0 this year. Made the playoffs in 6 of his 8 seasons in the NHL. Head coach Andre Tourigny calls him the brains of the operation. He could play any role. He could play on any line. Top penalty killing unit, second penalty killing unit. Barrier saying he's leaving him on the second penalty killing unit, with Crouse and Stenlund doing so good on that top one. But great addition, and great to get Alexander Kerfoot back. Your number 2 story of the week. Let's hear from Captain Clayton Keller on Kerf.
Such a great player. He can play anywhere in the lineup. He's a great leader. Someone that we missed when he was out. Like, just all the little things that he does on the bench during the game, in the locker room. Like, I can't say enough great things about Kerf, and how good of a person he is and player as well. So it's awesome to get him back, and we definitely have had more juice since he's been back.
Number 3, story of the week. How about Sean Durzi? You just saw the beautiful pass that he made to Kerfoot. Durzi has 5-game scoring streak, 6 points in his last 7, playing on the top defensive pairing with Mikhail Sergachev. Mikhail loves it. I asked him about it on Saturday, and he's you can tell when Sergey means something, and he means how much he loves playing with Sean Durzi. And this is how it was meant to be. And Sean Durzi has gotten some feedback on. He missed 40 games last year, came back. We've said this over and over again. Everybody else in midseason form, he's in training camp form. He's in training camp shape. Gets hurt second game of this year, misses 20 games. Back on the top defensive pairing, 6 points in 7 games. This is why Bill Armstrong signed him to a 4-year contract just days after he traded for Mikhail Sergachev. This is how it's meant to be. Sergachev and Durzi, and guess what? Now that Sean's healthy, everything I said he was going to do during our training camp editions of Mammoth Daily and being a huge story for this team and a huge part of this team, it's all coming to fruition. Why? Because Sean is healthy and he's out there getting consistent repetition at 100%. Here's Utah head coach Andre Tourigny on what Mike Volta calls the 50 car.
Every game makes a really good play. He needs to keep improving his consistency. The upside is there. The fact he missed a lot of hockey 2 seasons in a row sometimes can affect his consistency. Having that said, lately he's getting better every game, so we like that. The other thing who is not it's not nothing. Since Sergey's playing with, or he's playing with Sergey, or Sergey's playing with, take it the way you want. The expected goal of that pairing is as high as Sergey has been in 2 years. So I think they're doing a good job together. So
there is Bear on Sean Durzi. All right, top 5 stories of the week on the Monday Morning Power Play. Let's get to story number 4. Maybe it's the number 1 story. I don't know. But it's number 4 right here as we highlight some great individual performances. The Utah Mammoth are in that second wildcard spot in the Western Conference. They get the 2 points on Sunday, 39 points. San Jose has 37. Sharks do have 2 games in hand, but winning percentages, points percentages, pretty even. And the Mammoth in a good high percentage spot to stay in that wildcard spot going into Christmas. Would love a result in Colorado Tuesday. Absolutely. San Jose is at Vegas on Tuesday. They have lost 2 in a row to Dallas and Seattle. And so Utah, most road games played in the NHL. Very respectable, 9-11-2 record on the road, but more home games coming up. They're back in that wild card spot. It's where we wanted to be. We've been saying it. Just be somewhere close going into Christmas, going into New Year's. When we get back home for that 7-game homestand, Mammoth are there. 1 game above 500. Get you there. Obviously, we think we've got some more great stuff in store going down the stretch with guys like Durzi, with guys like Kerfoot, with Logan Cooley coming back. Bill Armstrong saying on 97.5 the KSL Sports Zone during his weekly visit with Hans and Scotty, probably around somewhere the Olympic break, after the Olympic break. So you got Cooley back, and you've got some depth, and league leader in wins and Karel Vejmelka. Andre Tourigny saying, by the way, the goal is to play him 3 out of every 4 games. So it's pretty much work like that, managing his workload. But I'll tell you what, folks, I'm watching every single San Jose Sharks game because it's them and it's Utah. We're early. We're not halfway through the season yet, but that's the team Utah's trying to stave off. St. Louis they getting hot again? They are 5-4-1 in their last 10. They've got 36 points. Nashville's won 7 of 10. And Calgary is 6-3-1 in their last 10. So it's tight. It's close. Oh, by the way, Vancouver has won 4 in a row since the Quinn Hughes trade. So it's tight. It's close. But I watched a lot of San Jose Sharks hockey because that's who we're trying to fend off immediately right now. Watch the game against Seattle on Saturday. And they've lost 2 in a row. And, you know, when you're rolling, things are great. You lose a game. You lose the second game. You start, I don't know. We'll see. They got Vegas on Tuesday. If they don't win, regardless of what happens in Colorado, and Utah would love to win that game in Colorado, be the first team to hand them a regulation loss. But if Utah doesn't win and San Jose doesn't get 2 points, Utah goes into Christmas in a wild card spot. All right, top 5 story of the week. I want to talk an NHL storyline here. The Toronto Maple Leafs, the story of the NHL, last place in the Eastern Conference, losers of 5 of 6. You've heard some drama. They're struggling, but what you think was going to happen? You lost your leading scorer, Mitch Marner, in the sign and trade with Vegas. Replaced him with Nicholas Waugh and Matthias Michelli. 102 points in 81 games last year for Marner, and he's 102 points in 81 games in the locker room, too. It's a heart and soul guy that you lost, and you know Maple Leafs are getting a lot of noise right now, but nobody's talking about you lost Mitch Marner, 102 points, and he was a big deal in that locker room for the Maple Leafs, along with being their leading scorer. So it's just something I've been wondering is you hear all the noise about the Leafs. What about you don't have Mitch Marner? You think everything's just going to go the exact same? Same thing with Winnipeg. They lost their 3rd leading scorer, Nikolai Ehlers, long-term contract, signed with Carolina, got nothing out of it. They also lost, a couple other guys, Brandon Tanev being one of them, a guy they traded for to help them make the playoffs or make a run in the playoffs last year. So that's your Monday Morning Power Play. I just thought it was interesting. Thought I'd bring it up. You lost Mitch Marner. What you think? He's not just point scorer, but he's a heart and soul guy, and that's what I got for you there. 3rd period coming up here on Mammoth Daily, folks. We've got Santa Mike delivering presents. We'll show you. We'll explain. Rolling back here on Mammoth Daily.
This is Mammoth Daily.
3rd period here on Mammoth Daily. And for those of you on YouTube, Mammoth Plus and SEG Plus, what do we have here? Santa Mike riding around on his little lime scooter there, with his Christmas treats that so many of you stopped by section 6-7 to get on Sunday. Thanks to everybody for stopping by. We had a good, fun congregate of folks stopping by to say hi to us on Sunday, get some of Mike's Christmas cookies, and good times were had by all. And people enjoyed the 7-layer bars, the Swedish cookies, the Kevin Stenlund cookies, everything that Mike put together. You know, the only thing he didn't make, there was no peanut brittle. Gosh, we got to get some peanut brittle next year, Mike, if I could make a request. But thanks for delivering all the yummy sweets. Holiday time. We'll take you out here on Mammoth Daily with one more look of Mike riding around in his scooter there with the holiday treats. Santa Mike. Oh, he's the best. He's good in the kitchen. And there he is on Mammoth Daily. Tuesday, mailbag edition coming up. If you have a question, you can leave in the comments on YouTube. We'll certainly get to it. Here we have a question from Santa in terms of a video question. We'll get to that. And I will open my present that Mike gave me for Christmas in our third period on Tuesday, all as we preview a big one with the Colorado Avalanche tomorrow night at 7, last home game until Christmas vacation. Tomorrow, our last episode until Christmas vacation. We'll be gone until Monday, January 5th. Thanks for joining me, everybody, on the Monday morning power play. You have yourselves a good one, and we'll catch you tomorrow right here on Mammoth Daily.